What's going on? Welcome back. It's a cold winter day. We got our first snow yesterday or the day before, maybe some more snow tonight. So we're not getting outside, and we're not driving rigs today. So I bought this truck. You probably haven't seen it on the channel yet, but I picked this up from a guy in a local crawler group here in town. At one of the meetups, I was looking at buying the Lexus, the new Lexus Scx24. And he kind of discreetly said, don't buy that right now. Let's go in the back. I've got a rig in my backpack. You might want to look at first. And we got back there and he pulled this thing out of his bag, and I was like, oh yeah, that's easy. That's an easy sale. So scored that. Nick, if you're watching, thanks. This thing's awesome. So I'm going to modify it a little bit. This is running first gen axial electronics. It's got the old AX4 and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to put the Spectrum ESC in it, which is probably the same ESC at the end of the day, just rebranded, but that's fine. I want to run the SLT2, so we're gonna put this in it, and we're gonna run the SLT2. I'm gonna try a change of wheels and tires that I have on hand, and I'm gonna change the suspension to these Enjoras. So yeah, we're just kind of hanging out today. I'm going to take these wheels off. Normally, today is a day when the local crawler group would meet up and do some trailing or RC stuff. And we said the weather's not having it. I think it's 25 degrees outside or something. And there's no reason to go stand out in that kind of crap and drive tiny trucks. So I liked the stance that this had on it with these TRX4M wheels and tires. These are the stock high trail set off the Ford F-150, if I remember right. And they look pretty good on here. They're kind of a beefy stance, but I want to try something a little different and a little more narrow. I didn't get the hexes out of those. Something possibly a little more scale. And if they don't work, we can put these right back on, because like I said, I don't hate the look. I just like to try different things. Put these brass hexes back on. Okay, do we want to remove the body for this? It kind of doesn't look like we're going to need to. We are going to unplug that motor because we won't use that. Let's see. How do we want to? Doesn't matter. Excellent. What do I got? It's got to be this. So, oh, hey, Jerry. Thanks for stopping in. Super one-handed RC, Sunday wrenching. That's right. I said it earlier. It's freaking too cold, man. I mean, it's 25 degrees, which is bearable if you're bundled up, but there's just there's no reason to be outside in that crap. So there's plenty of work to be done in the shop, so that's where we're hanging today. I'm sure up where Jerry's at, it's way probably colder than 25 degrees. So these are just some friction shocks from Injora that I picked up for a build that just kind of never happened. Oh, I don't want that on there yet, actually. So I'm just going to try them because this does have this body's pretty heavy. And I'm sure, Jerry, if you're watching right now, you are laughing your tail off because you've made the comment before, and I agree 1000% that messing with these little rigs is a pain in the ass. Come on. You wonder why I wear glasses. Minus 22 right now. No chance. Oh, man. Super one-handeds in Cali. That's, I mean, there's one thing I'll give Cali. They've got nice weather. My daughter is actually home right now. She lives in Cali. She is home for the holidays. Well, there's one on there. That only took. This is supposed to be hobby hour. This could be hobby freaking days. If only all the people would leave. Yeah, I'd imagine. That seems to be functional. Minus 22. I can't even wrap my head around that. I wouldn't even want to leave my house. Not that I want to leave my house to go to work now anyway, but I wouldn't want to leave my house to even try to get to work in minus 22. So I haven't done a live in a while. I think the last time, God, I don't even remember. I think the last time I was live was maybe August or something like that. But it's not bad at this point. It's just cold. I mean, what's the statistics say? Is it 30 days? How long does it take to acclimate to the changing of the seasons? And obviously, my winters here in the Midwest are nowhere near your winters, but once it's cold for so long, you're like, oh yeah, it's cold, and then you just go about your life. But and then California winters are what? Not nothing. Like it's like, oh no, it's 48 or something. You know what I mean? Like, how do you even? Yeah, it depends on your cold tolerance. Yeah, like I said, that was kind of the point I was getting at. I think the first cold snap's always like, oh man, because you're not used to it and you've been outside in nice weather and just going about your business, but then all of a sudden you're like, ugh. But then once you kind of deal with it, your body adapts, and then it's like you're hanging out, you're outside when it's 60 degrees, and all of a sudden you get a day that's like 41, and you're, whoa, my goodness, it's chilly out today, and you're wearing a hoodie or whatever, maybe throwing a jacket on. But then it's 10 degrees outside, say in January, and then you get a day that's like 35, and you're like, oh man, it's so nice out. It's funny how 30 degrees can be cold and pretty nice, just depending on your prior experience. Oh, come on. We were going so smooth. Things were just working out. Oh, raking leaves in sandals and shorts. That's not a thing we do in the Midwest, unless I mean, I shouldn't speak for the masses, but that's not a thing that I do. All right. Suspension's done. That only took longer than it should have, but it went all right. You have people there that wear shorts at these temps. That means you're completely acclimated to that situation. There we go. Yeah, that went in there. So now, oh, somebody's coming in. I'm live on the internet, so you're live on the internet.
Can we just set that here?
You
Set this here?
Yeah, set it wherever you want.
That's it.
You're no longer live on the internet. Surprise visitor. So these wheels, what's going on here? These wheels are from a TRX4M. I think we're gonna be, I think this is gonna be goofy, but we're going with it. Or just an idiot. I mean, I suppose there's people that just, what's the worry with really, really cold temperatures, like maybe their logic is like, well, I don't want to sweat, 'cause then that's how you become hypothermic or something. So if you just maybe they're just trying to skip the sweating and go straight to hypothermia. I can already tell you that these springs are too stiff. And I thought about putting stiffer springs on this thing. That thing sits way too high. That's just absolutely ridiculous. But I mean, that's where we're at for now. We're not going back. So I guess what I could try to do sometime here in the future is add a little weight to the or heavier weight oil to these that I took out of it, because they were just bottomed out. This is standard Scx24, like one of the first ones. I don't know if it was a Jeep or what it was. I bought it secondhand. But then this is just a FJ40 hard body that the guy that sold me this thing bought off Amazon and fitted to it. So like I said at the beginning of the live stream, we did a crawler meetup at a local hobby shop, and they've got like some indoor crawler tables in the back. And we were hanging out. And when I got there, I was thinking to myself that I was going to pick up the new Scx24 Lexus, that new hard body overland SUV that they just recently came out with. And he had one in stock at the hobby shop, and I was looking at it. And the guy that sold me this was like, before you buy that, you should talk to me because I've got something in my backpack you might be interested in. And he pulled this out of his bag and was like, I'm going to part with this. And all he wanted was $100. And I was like, you know what? I'm in, because this looks good, and it's a hard body. This is not Lexan. So we struck a deal, and that's it. But yeah, I can tell you right now that these are not this needs to sit way lower. These are not the shocks that we're gonna run in this thing. But we'll just move on with the plan for now. So I want this ESC off. Take the steering servo out. So this is the stock electronics with the Ep.4. I'm going to run the new Spectrum branded all-in-one and the SLT2. I like these radios so much better. And personally, I like Spectrum electronics. They get a lot of crap, but you know what? I've never had an issue. I've seen people say they light on fire or, fail, and none of my Spectrum stuff has ever let me down. So I run it. It's not very expensive stuff either. K Sean FRCC, afternoon all. Hey, what's up? Thanks for coming in. Let's see, what's this got? That's the soft stuff. So these little Velcro guys come in super handy. You can get packs of these for $2.99 at your. I have a Hobby Lobby, so that's where I go. Seems to sit on there pretty decent. We'll just center that. Just like such. Stick that down there. See if we can get this servo wire over to the steering channel. The servo wire is pretty short. This might be tall enough to run this direction. Oh, I like that. This is turning out all right. Then into here. And then the motor is going to plug right into there, because that's all Spectrum specific, or Spectrum specific. It's all the same. It's all the same plug. It's possible that there is absolutely zero difference other than this has a clear case and is Axial branded, and this has a solid black case and is Spectrum branded. It's possible that it's the exact same stuff. Let's see. My battery is charged, so I kind of think that's where we're at. So let me grab that quick. So again, the battery is just the battery tray is there, but instead of trying to run a Velcro strap because of how tight this body fits, it's just another piece of Velcro and then Velcro on the battery. So you can stick the battery right on there, plug the battery right into here because it's all the same plugs. Oh, what did I miss? Oh, that should be just fine. There we go. And then the hood comes off just like so, a couple tiny little magnets. And then if we route the electronics, we should be able to line all of that up just like so. Where's the holes at? There we go. Oh, we better do it this way. So just like that, and then take this other one and do it just like that. Magnet the hood back on, and like I said, that is way taller than I want it to be. It's probably going to look kind of, it's going to have some body roll as she does her thing. But turn on, do I have batteries in this? Yes, I do. That's winning. Turn on the SLT2. And then because I was able to turn that ESC 90 degrees, can I get a finger up in there? I cannot, but I can get this up in there. Oh, she beeped and made noises like she's good. And we're running. So, like I said, I thought because of the weight of these springs that this was gonna, that's where I want this thing. That's where that thing belongs. But it is what it is. So we're gonna have to change the shocks, and look at that roll, bouncy. But I'm getting to use my SLT2 Spectrum branded electronics. I really just cared about the radio. Honestly, it's all I wanted. And maybe I could have just done a bind to the other ESC with this, but too funny. So yeah, I mean, those are what he had on there, and they're a little bigger, so they would sit decently and give it a little bit of a wider track width, but yeah, it looks like it's on hydraulics. Yeah, that part of the plan didn't really come to fruition, if you will. It needs, why is the steering so off here? There we go. But yeah, that's goofy. That didn't turn out how I wanted it to turn out, obviously, but we'll see if we can get into these shocks, and maybe I can add some. I've got 50 weight. Maybe some 50 weight would help in these. or maybe a softer spring in these. I do have some springs too where I would just have to take these apart, but that's just goofy. But like I said, if I could get that thing to ride right there, and that's these shocks fully compressed, but that's where she needs to sit. And I think those wheels and tires are a nice touch. These are Cooper. These are licensed Cooper Discoveries. And then these are TRX 4M wheels. They are plastic. They're not aluminum. And then I have Proline 1-inch. I don't know if they're dual stage or not, but the little Proline foams in them. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we got. How do these come apart? What's it gonna take to get into these? Let's see what this looks like in here. There is a little bladder there. Interesting. Let me grab some oil once. Some good old Traxxas 50 weight. Uh-oh. Jerry knows what I'm thinking. Everybody's leaving now. I use the T word. So then let's see, can we put this bladder back on here? Oh, too much oil. I can't even compress that, but that is the idea. Let me take this back apart. Oh no. We compressed it a little, splooged some of the oil out. Yeah, it's a little stiffer. Okay. Let's power this truck back off here. Off and off. Let's see. So these are, I mean, that's definitely stiffer. And then we've got reds. We got red springs and green springs. And I have no idea what any of that means. So let's see, this was red. Take this off. I don't care about spilling oil on the shop floor. Oh, don't lose that. I don't even know if you guys are seeing this. Easily top, oh, that's good. Top three worst live streams of all time. Is that what we're doing? Let's go with it. Yeah, those feel good. Then let's do these greens. Those don't feel very stiff at all. The green springs are stiffer. Thanks for that. So I will put the greens in the rear then. There is some air bubbles in there. I feel like this isn't going to compress at all. Yeah, that's all right. One to go. All right. This is caps blowing out on that. That's pleasant. Some oil leaks, no big deal. So now in the future, when you're if you're watching any videos, you'll see this mess here, and you'll be like, "Oh, I was part of the live stream when that freaking happened." And then that'll be that. You'll tell all your friends, and they'll be like, "Dude, who cares?" You know what I mean? So we're just gonna do it because we're here. We've been on for 42 minutes. This is Hobby Hour. This is not Hobby 42 minutes live. This is Hobby Hour live. So we're gonna swap back to these springs and see if we can't get this thing lowered and sitting where we want it to. All right, what did we decide? Green stiffer. Yep. K-Sean FRCC says the green springs are stiffer. So the greens are going in the rear. Let's do our best to not lose any parts. And what's a great way to not lose any parts? This isn't even in the film. US General parts trays. These are silicone parts trays. You can get them at Harbor Freight. They were on Black Friday special for $10, I think. Awesome, actually. Really, really quite awesome. So now with these, I don't have to deal with any spacers or nothing because they're built in to this already. So this should go quite smooth. And then let's pull this front. Perfect. Throw it in the parts tray. And we're doing reds up front. Don't fall. There you go. be a good little spring and just do your thing. Okay. Perfect. And then this one. You guys all working on trucks today? What are you guys working on? Maybe you're just relaxing. Maybe you're still trying to recover from spending copious amounts of time with family that you may or may not have wanted to spend any time with. Get rid of that. And then what do we say? Red up front, green or stiffer. So center that pin. One to go. You know, Jerry, actually, yeah, I've got to take my previous. I've got to retract my previous statement. I said that I had never had any issues with Spectrum, and that was a lie because I never thought about the topic that you just brought up. In every Spectrum product that I've purchased, or Horizon Hobby product with Spectrum electronics in it that I've purchased, they always come with dig, and that dig servo is toast within 2 or 3 runs, probably. If I had to estimate. So yeah, the dig servo in my Capra, which has moved on to a new home, that failed rather quickly, and I just unplugged it and wired it up and left it all inside. And I believe that same dig servo, and it's the same dig servo in all of them, is went bad in my early Ford Bronco. And so it is in there and just non-functional, but I just left it in there. because I don't use dig, so it doesn't bother me, honestly. And in my Jeep, my CJ, I believe that dig probably still works. But again, I don't ever use it. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, actually, because that's a valid point. Their micro servos and their stuff for dig are bad. We'll just say that they're bad. All right, new suspension at all four corners. Line that up. Put that on there. Oh, my hands are covered in oil now. Kind of set that off to the side. Let's just power it up. Where's my holes, my body posts to line up at? One, two, I mean, that's certainly looking better, right? Hey, Jeremy, thanks. Thanks for thumbs up on the live stream. You can all hit the like button if you want. I'd appreciate it. It still seems to sit a little tall, but it does have oil-filled suspension in it now. Let's put some things out here. You know, I'm digging it. I am digging it. Yeah, there is actually a golf course in my neighborhood. I am not a golfer, but there is a golf course nearby, I guess, that a lot of people use. Here's my take on golf. I have a lab. I have a yellow Labrador who loves to play fetch, and I like playing fetch with my yellow Labrador, but I refuse to play fetch with myself. So the last thing I want to do is hit a tiny little ball 300 yards if I can, and then go get it. So I'm sorry if you love golf. I think that's great. It's not for me. Yeah, golf's not my thing. But yes, to answer your question, there's a golf course close by. So yeah, there's my little FJ. I'll have to decide. I might play around. I'll have to decide if I like these wheels and tires on it, or maybe I want these back on there. That decision hasn't been made yet, but Thing's a looker. That's for sure. So I don't have much else for this truck planned at the moment. The doors the doors feel like they open, but at the same time, they feel like they're going to break if I pull on them too hard. So I'm scared to do that. I would like a driver in there possibly. You know, I don't know. Time will tell. But for now, I'm loving the way this thing looks. Like I said, maybe, what do you guys think? Do you like that look better? I think a standard FJ should have its wheels tucked. I personally think that is the look. Let me get you straight on there. Versus what this would be, and they would stick out not that far, but you know, a little. Like so, maybe. But that's the FJ. Kind of excited. And now we're in winter, so now we're gonna have to wait a while before we can go drive this thing. But okay, Sean, FRCC, thanks. Looks great. I agree. Jeremy, looks good. I appreciate that. I think so too. And we're gonna run it as is. It's got this little boing. It's got that little antenna on it. We're gonna run it like this for a while. As things go bad, or if things go bad, maybe we'll look at brushless, or maybe we just need to upgrade and get a better servo, even though this servo seems to be plenty okay. To answer your question, I have no idea who mows the lawns at the golf course. They have a crew. Obviously, I see them out there pretty often taking care of things. So they obviously have a crew of people that work for them to keep up with the grounds and whatnot at the golf course. Keep things looking nice and tidy for the people that use the course. So yeah, that's going to do it, man. I think that's a good place to leave off. We kind of accomplished what we were going to do. And yeah, so I'd like to thank you all for watching, hanging out today. I think, God, I haven't done a live in so long. I think that these things auto post to the channel afterwards. I drop videos on Sundays and Thursdays. Sundays at 12:30 Central Standard Time. Thursdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, that's going to do it. 2 a week's all I'm good for. I work and everything else that I have going on. Putting out 2 videos a week is about perfect for me, and that's where I'm at. So thank you guys all for hanging out. Looks like we're going to wrap this up right at 1 hour. So I appreciate it, and all the comments, the interaction. You know, this hobby's fun, and appreciate you guys hanging out today. So we'll see you in a future video. My work schedule, I have no idea when I will go live again. It's hit or miss. Like I said, I think the last time I went live was in August or so. So yeah. All right, that's going to do it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys later. Take care.